In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
All right, good morning. We're just going to watch this guy fish. Now, I guess we'll talk about other stuff. Oh, looks like he's getting out of there anyway. So, looks a little windy out there this morning, but it is going to be the heat that is the story, not only here, but I think up in Omaha as well. I have a forecast put together for Omaha to let you know what I think is going to happen weather-wise for the Tigers. Obviously, they're going to win the World Series, but I wanted to show you that forecast. But looking at the lake this morning, looks like a good day to be out there on the water because there goes a boat. It's going to be a toasty one. Alexandria, partly cloudy skies, going to look a lot like this through the day. We'll probably get a pop-up storm out there somewhere in the area, but the rain chances today only about 20%. You can see we're starting off on a clean radar here. Nothing going on within hundreds of miles of us here in central Louisiana. And your temperatures, well, they're pretty toasty. Low to mid-80s, 83 degrees Alexandria, 87 New Orleans, 85 Baton Rouge. It is going to be hot everywhere, and I think today we're actually going to see the heat index above 105 in spots. So they have put out a heat advisory for the northern part of the area. This includes Sabine, Natchitoches, Wynne, Grant, and LaSalle. Do not breathe a sigh of relief if you're down here in the non-advisory area. It's like a degree or two below the threshold, so it's still going to be hot. And you can see that thing stretches down toward New Orleans as well. But it's summer. It's Louisiana. I do have good news for you if you're a fan of cooler weather. Now, yesterday was the summer solstice. Today, about the same length. Tomorrow is going to be 2 seconds shorter, well, the daylight part of the day, than what we're seeing today. So we are going to start to see the days shrink in time, and I know that's weird, but I love that. I absolutely love when we start to see this happen because that means we're going back toward those cooler temperatures of fall, so you know how I roll with that. Future wind gusts today. Actually, let me start recording. I got to have this in by 10, so I better do this. So future wind gusts today, we're looking at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. I'm a broken record, but if you're near a storm, it's going to be gustier than that. And that's kind of what we get. Once we get into summer, you get the scattered storms that are not going to be too concentrated. I can't tell you exactly where they're going to go, but we will see some gusty wind if you do see a storm. Now, in general, I don't think you will today. 20% coverage, mostly clear skies, apart from those areas where we do see a storm or two. Now, Futurecast through the next 48 hours shows exactly what I'm talking about. Again, I can just play this again tomorrow and you'll be like, you won't notice a difference. Just some isolated storms popping each day. Nothing really out of the ordinary, nothing tropical going. So we don't have a ton to talk about here. No real severe risk down this way. You can see they do have general thunderstorms in the forecast up around Omaha. I think they're good for today. I think they are good for tomorrow, even with this marginal risk. Remember, tomorrow that game's at 2:30. I think that's going to be confined. These storms are going to be confined to the nighttime and then into Monday. That's when things are going to get a little dicey. So here is your forecast. If you're up there, if you're just watching from here, it's going to be hotter up there than it is here. They have an excessive heat warning in place. The heat index could hit like 115. I'm telling you, we get hot here. It stays hot for the summer. Up that way, they're going to be hot like crazy for the next couple of days, but then they'll be down to around, 85 degrees later this week. So they get the intense heat. They just don't see it last as long as we do. Winds are also going to be really gusty. I'm not sure how the stadium is oriented, but it's either going to be blowing out, and if it's this hot, that low density air and the wind's blowing out at 20 to 35 miles per hour, those balls are going to be flying out of the stadium. I think they get today and tomorrow in if you can handle the heat. Thunderstorms on Monday are likely. I could see if we need that final game of the series, I could see that thing getting pushed because the weather does look pretty nasty on Monday. So that's a look at things for now, but let's just go ahead and sweep that series in two, and we won't have to worry about it. Rain chances for the next 7 days, they'll be scattered. We don't have a ton in the forecast here apart from those scattered storms, so it's tough to give you exact totals on what you'll see, but scattered storms possible. I know it looks menacing to see all that lightning and thunder out there, but it's not going to be every day. You're probably going to see 2, maybe 3 storms over the next 7 days. You won't see them every day. You may just hear the thunder. You may just get a sprinkle out of these, but it is summer, and that is how it goes. I'm going to stop the recording for the 24-hour channel right now, so I'll see you guys later. But now we're going to look into the 8 to 14-day outlook where it's going to be around or slightly above where we should be. It's going to be more of the same. For the next 2 weeks through July 4th, I think we're going to see heat. Very typical heat, low to mid-90s. And then we're going to see some rain in the area, scattered stuff. Too tough, too far out right now to give you any sort of pinpoint forecast on July 4th, but that's the way it goes in the summer. the older I get, the more I fall in love with fall. I'm in love. I absolutely love those cooler temperatures. And I sit there and I think, it's 2 seconds shorter tomorrow. It's like 10 seconds shorter by the week or by next weekend, something like that. So the days are going to start to shrink up, but trust me, we have plenty of heat to go for you summer fans over the next few months. And then we will finally start to reap the benefit of these shorter days. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you back here tomorrow. We'll probably go afternoon since there's nothing crazy happening, and that's just the way we'll roll. Because actually, we have our VBS celebration tomorrow, so we're gonna have a breakfast early at church and everything. So I'm gonna have to get out and do that. But I will see you back here tomorrow afternoon, and we're gonna talk about the same stuff. Maybe we'll talk about a couple of Tiger victories by then. But I will see you then. Have a great weekend until we meet again.